Hey baby girls, which is better? Amazon's top rated brow lamination kit or a professional lamination? Well, today we're gonna find out. On my left brow, I am going to be using the at-home lamination kit, and on my right brow, I'm going to be using the professional brand inlay on this brow. Guys, wish me luck. I am doing this for you. This could be a disaster.
Why are we doing it again?
Corey's in my eye.
Yeah, I know.
So let's see what is included in this Amazon lamination kit. So I bought this for £20. It was their top rated one. So I thought, hey, let's give it a go. So we've got a cleanser. We've got a lifting solution. We've got a setting solution. We've got a conditioner. We've got some brushes and tools. Oh, we've got an adhesive. Do you know what? So I see so many at-home lamination kits and they're using a glue to set the brows in step one. And I find that so peculiar. Like, I have never seen that in any professional training. Like, it's almost like when you have a lash lift, you glue the lashes up and then you put your solution on. Well, they do the same with brows, which it's unnecessary. I don't understand why you need a glue, because the step one and the step two is gonna do that. So I'll try it with the glue, even though I think it's crazy to have this in a lamination kit. But hey ho, I've seen them all use it online, so we'll see what it does. And then we've got some tools, which are just a few spoolies, a couple of lip wands, a couple of micro applicators, and a couple of wire combs. And this apparently says it can do 8 to 10 treatments. So £20 for 8 to 10 treatments. If this is a good kit, you are laughing, because I mean, that is seriously cheap. But does it do what it says it does? So one thing I really like that's included in this kit is their instructions. So it gives you a guideline of how long to leave it on for. I think that is so important. I have so many people message me and ask me how long to leave this kit on at home. And I'm like, I have no idea. Read the instructions, but I know some are very vague. So that's a good thing. Important. Please read for your own safety. What am I getting myself in for here? But I've just read through the back and it's basically just saying, make sure you perform a patch test 24 hours before.
Which you haven't done.
I haven't done. It's so funny because I am the most OCD person about patch tests on my clients, but when it comes to me, I will try it all. I am so lapsy-daisy, so I haven't performed a patch test, so let's pray that this does not give me an allergic reaction. So remember, do as I say and not what I do. And then the other thing it's saying is you're not supposed to use this if you've just had like freshly microbladed brows, if you've got any open wounds on your brow area, which we all know. And then it also says do not perform a brow lamination on your client if they're using retinol A, I can never say this one, the benzoyl peroxide, salicylic acid, hyaluronic acid, Accutane, Proactive, and AHA and BHA. So basically, if this kit is going to react to these products that you're using on your skin, this must be a very strong kit, because with the professional kit, you can actually still laminate your brows using most of these. The only one that's not recommended is Accutane. So am I going to have any brows after? Are they all going to be frazzled off? Well, it's a good job they're big enough to grow back. So one of my clients' daughter at Christmas requested an at-home lash lift kit. She sent me some pictures a few days ago. And let's just say her lashes are now attached to her eyelids. They have lifted so tight that they are now touching her eyelids. So I then had to go through the instructions of how to relax them for her. And oh my goodness, I mean, it can go so wrong. So let's move on to the professional kit. So technically it's not a kit, but it's step one, which is the relaxing lotion, and step two, which is the fix lotion, which sets them. So these are what I use in the salon. This is my favorite brand, and it's an Italian brand called Inlay. So on my left brow, I'm going to be using the at-home brow lamination kit, and on my right brow, I'm going to be using the professional kit, so we can compare the two. Please don't look too uneven. Oh my God, why am I even doing this to myself? So I've had a quick read through the instructions, and with the at-home kit, it's telling me to cleanse my brow using the cleanser that's provided. How cute. Very cute little cleanser. Just as an FYI, I actually never laminate my brows because I don't actually like my brows laminated. So not only am I testing this out to see which is better, I am laminating my brows, which I actually hate doing anyway. So guys, I'm really taking one for the team here. So I don't even know what this product is. Oh, it doesn't even say what it is. I'm assuming it's just like a micellar water, but I've used half of the product already. And apparently this is 8 to 10 uses. So oops, maybe a bit too much on there. So we're going to cleanse the brow, like it said, to remove any oils or any makeup from the brow.
To be fair, I don't think you're going to be using this 8 to 10 times, mate.
What? It might be better than my professional range. Who knows? Don't judge a book by its cover. Right, so I've cleansed them, and I'm actually now going to cleanse my right brow, but I'm going to use all the professional products I would, so you can properly see so you can see a proper comparison. So on the right brow, I'm going to use my Saint and Serenity cleanser. And I normally use a little brush to exfoliate with this one. Imagine if the product reacted with like my cleanser. Oh dear. And that would be a disaster. And you can actually see, using even the cleansers, like how much more makeup and oils and things I've got off this side compared to this side. So you can see where my makeup's come off on this side, but not really on this side.
That's not a good start.
So the cleanser is not that great. So hey, who knows? The lifting solution might be amazing. So once we've cleansed, usually I would go straight in with my step 1 of the lamination products. But on this card, it's asking me to apply a thin layer of adhesive onto the brows using a wide brush or a mascara brush to comb the brows into the skin in the direction and the shape you desire. It's so weird because basically what it's doing is just putting a barrier in between the products that we're using. So I don't really understand why they want to use this. And the fact that I'm using a Y comb in my eyebrows is kind of mental because this is for your lashes. I've never seen anybody use this on their brows. It hurts, like it's like a piece of plastic. That's not gentle on your skin. Like it's actually scratching my skin before I start the lamination product, which isn't good because it's going to make my skin aggravated. Oh my goodness. So that's kind of like the direction that I would like them to set in. There's still loads of makeup in there, look. I've still got like loads of makeup in my brow, look. That product didn't really cleanse my brow very well. That's kind of, if I was to laminate my brows, that's kind of the direction I'd like them to sit in. It's took only one hair out of my head, so that's not too bad. The wide comb has only got rid of one hair. Thank you. So I don't actually need to use an adhesive or a glue for my professional side. So let's go back to the next step of the Amazon kit, which is their lifting solution. So it's asking me to apply this with a micro brush, and it's asking me to cover all the area with a plastic wrap afterwards, and it's saying to leave the product on for, so if I go down to find the thickness of my brows, I would say my brows are actually average brows, although I know I've got a lot of hair, my hairs aren't that coarse, so I think my brows are average, so it's recommending 10 to 11 minutes, which is a very similar time to my professional range, so let's see. It's also asking me to apply it with a micro brush, which is kind of crazy because it's going to take me forever. I normally would use a lip one to apply it, which is way bigger, so this is going to take me forever to apply it, but I'm going to do it the way it recommends, so let's see. feel like you can't get enough out when you're using like a little brush like this. Right, I feel like that's well saturated. So let's set my timer. Ooh. So I'll check them in 10 minutes time. But it also recommends putting some cling film over it. So I've got a little bit of cling film here. Right, let's move on to the other brown. I love pumps just because you can kind of like, I don't know, they're just so much easier and they're contained in there. I just love it. And then I normally apply it using a lip wand. And then nice and fast, I apply this all over my hairs without any glue. And I leave it on my, look how much faster I'm applying the product and how much like it's covering so much more, like the area so much quicker and faster. And like with this applicator, you can kind of like wiggle the product deeper. So you make sure you've got every single brow hair. So with the professional kit, I'm going to set my timer for 8 to 10 minutes. That's what's recommended for medium hair. So with the Amazon kit, it tells me not to touch it until my timer is up. But with my professional range, after a few minutes, about 2 minutes, I then go in with a micro brush and I just brush them and glide them into the direction that I would like them to be set in. Just like that. So you can see how easily they glided into the direction that we wanted them to sit in compared to the Amazon kit, which we had to like scrape the glue through it to try and set them how we want them. So it makes no sense because when your product is on, the bonds of your hair already start to separate, which means that you can now sleek your brows into the direction you want them to sit in. So yeah, if I was personally using an at-home kit, I probably would take out the glue and just go straight in with the product like this. I think the glue is really unnecessary and I don't really understand why the glue is in that kit. It's time to take the Amazon kit off. It's recommending me to use a wide comb or a dry cotton pad to remove this. I mean, a wide comb to remove it, what? But I'm gonna do what the kit says. So I am taking it off after 10 minutes and it says 10 to 11. So we'll see if we need to leave it on for longer, but I'm gonna go for, I'm not gonna take it off with a wide comb. I am gonna do the dry cotton pad, which it says. A dry cotton bud, sorry. Oh my goodness. Well, they definitely look like they've laid. Like, I'm not joking, they do. They look like they've laid. I mean, I've still got like loads of bits of glue and makeup in them.
They look massive.
Do you understand why I don't like laminating my brows?
They look crazy.
And the one thing that I really don't like is that it's telling me to use a dry cotton bud. It means that, like, what if there's a little bit of product still remaining on there? Are they going to be over processing? I'm not going to lie, they've laid pretty well. And it's bang on time to take this one off as well. So let's take this one off. I'm going to tell you something right now. When I'm taking this one off, it feels so much more softer, the hairs. They feel softer, they feel healthier. That side felt horrible to remove. It might have something to do with the glue. But yeah, this has come off really smoothly and nicely. And I do go over the top of it with a damp cotton pad to make sure the product isn't still developing. Okay, so what do we think? I mean, my brows look actually crazy because I hate them laminated, but I'm just gonna get a closer look. So I'm not gonna lie, there's not much of a difference. The at-home kit actually looks really good. It looks practically the same as my professional kit, but I can feel a difference. So my professional kit feels so much softer, and the hairs, I can just feel how much softer and healthier they feel. Whereas the at-home kit, they feel a little bit drier. Maybe it's because it still has a bit of glue in there. I'm not sure until I use a bit of water later. But yeah, they feel a little bit different, but they look pretty sleek. So step 1 basically lays them all flat, and then with step 2 we're now going to set them in place. So let's see what the setting solution does for these brows. So it's a blue colour, which I've never seen in a brow lamination kit before, but hey ho. Step 1 did pretty impressive results. So let's see what this does. So it hasn't asked me to comb them through or anything like that. So I guess I'm just gonna kind of guide them in the direction I want with this I guess. It hasn't told me that, but if I just kind of like guide them in the direction that I want, maybe, like that, I don't know. So now I'm going to go in with my professional brand and use step 2 of this product. So this one is a little bit different for timing, whereas your at-home kit is the exact same time as your step 1. This one is half the amount of time plus an extra 2 minutes. So I left it on for 8 minutes. So it's going to go on for 4 plus 2 for 6 minutes. And then I set my timer as soon as the product is covered the hairs. So can you see how much faster that is to apply? Like, I think it literally took me about 3 seconds. So also with the professional kit, at this stage, it's recommended to brush the hairs again in the direction that you want them to lay in. Look at those eyebrows. So for someone who likes laminated brows would probably be in awe over these. For me, I think they look awful on me just because I think they look too heavy on me. I just don't think I suit them. But you can see how nice they have laid. So now step 2 of the at-home kit is ready to come off. So I'm going to peel off this film. It feels nice and warm under there. And I'm going to remove it. Oh, it actually says again, remove with a it says remove with a dry cotton bud or the Y comb. Again, I'm going to use a dry cotton bud to remove it. But this is where I am actually not going to listen to the advice, because I don't want to. Basically, when you take off your product, you want to make sure you haven't got any product still left on the skin. So I always use a water just to make sure it's fully off. So although that at-home kit hasn't recommended using water, I am going to just ignore that for now and use it just because I don't want to damage my brows. Okay, so can we just take a minute for this at-home kit? Pretty good. So you can't see much difference from the professional to the at-home kit, but what you can see is the colour, for one. So when you have a lamination kit that's super strong, well, in fact, any lamination kit can take the pigment out of your hair a little bit, but I have noticed with the at-home kit, it's took the pigment out more than my professional one. So I feel like if I was to do this at home, I'd feel like I would want to put a bit of tint on there just to give them the colour again, because they've gone a little bit warm, whereas my professional one hasn't. They still look the same colour as they did. It hasn't stripped my pigment from them. Yeah, the colour is what you can see visually to them. Again, I can feel a difference. So my professional kit feels so much softer. I mean, you can actually see, I think, as well, that they look softer. Overall, I'm actually really pleasantly surprised with the at-home kit. It's actually a pretty good kit for £20 at home. I must admit, is pretty bloody good. So now it's recommended I apply the conditioner, which is just like a brow oil, which I also use in my professional brand. So I'm going to apply this with, it doesn't say what to apply it with. I'm going to apply it with a micro applicator. Yeah, I definitely can feel they feel a little bit crunchier. They don't feel quite as smooth as the professional side. Even when I'm applying the conditioning product, I can still feel they feel just slightly harder. So once I've put my nourishing oil in them, I'm just going to give them a little brush just to glide them in the direction that I want them to sit in. And actually, it is a really good at-home kit. It has done exactly what a lamination kit should do. It's laid them in the direction that I want. It's worked pretty well, I must admit. So I'm now going to go in with my last step on my professional side. And again, it's a very similar thing. It's an oil, but this is by Same and Serenity. This is their silk drops. Normally, it doesn't do that when the client's laid down, so you don't want to get it in their eyeball, remember that?
Doing it again. Why would you do the same thing you've just done? Why would you do it again?
Glorious in my eye.
Yeah, I know.
Well, thank goodness it doesn't sting, but I feel blinded. Can you notice a difference? That's the question.
Do you know the only difference I can notice is these, like, the hairs seem tighter together.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can explain. Like here, it looks like there's more gaps.
Yeah.
But, like, if I was just to look at you like that,
Yeah.
I don't think I can notice a difference.
I'm going to tell you why this one looks like the hair.
Is that because it's a different, you've got more hair on that brow or something?
No, it's not. So the reason why this one looks a little bit more compact and more denser to this one is because with this one, they've used the glue. So when I've applied the glue, the product hasn't quite, I don't think the product has quite gone fully towards my skin. Like it hasn't actually hit some of the roots on this side. Whereas this one, the lamination product has fully saturated every hair. You could see when I was applying it how much easier and thorough the product was. Whereas on my at-home kit, it just felt like it hadn't penetrated the hairs enough. So that is why he's saying that, because you can see really closely if you look, you can see right at the root of these hairs, they're not quite as soft as the professional side. But yeah, that is the only reason why I think it's because of the glue. So if you was to take the glue out of the equation and laminate in the same way as you did the professional side, I think that would be almost identical. So I don't really want to walk out of the house with them looking exactly like this. I want to add my finishing touches. So I'm going to put a little bit of tint on them. I'm going to shape them, and then I'm going to come back and show you exactly what they look like. So now my brows are all tinted and shaped. This is my final result. I'm so happy. Look how good they look. I mean, I said that I haven't laminated in 6 years. I think I'm actually gonna have to start laminating my brows again because I kind of like it. You definitely can start to see slight over processing in the at-home kit. If you zoom in on the tails, they've just started to just kink a little bit. And when they start to kink a little bit, it just means they're slightly over processed. But overall, I'm really happy. I'd be happy if I came out of the salon with my brow like the at-home kit, and I'd be really happy if I came out with my professional range.
The most important question is, Jay, which one won? Is it the professional or is it the Amazon kit? Which is the best?
Definitely the professional. So yeah, I must admit, I know I'm a professional myself and it sounds like a biased opinion, but you can see the difference in the two when you look super closely. So yeah, I prefer the professional. So like I said earlier, it's always better to go and get your eyebrows done professionally and not doing them at home. The reasons why you pay that extra for a professional is because their products are so much better quality. You're going to get more nourishing properties out of their products. They're going to be conditioned, they're not going to be dehydrated. The overall outcome and the results will look better, and also they're most probably going to last longer. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like and subscribe button, and also sign up for my members so you can see more exclusive content that you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.